62 will be the temperature by noon. We're at 68 by 7 o'clock, and that's when the showers and thunderstorms start to roll on through. And we don't get a chance to dry out until we go towards the end of April. I can see Savannah mocking me over there and my hand movements on the screen. We've got 1 inch to 3 inches of rainfall as we head towards the end of April. That will take us into May, but May is looking really bright and sunny, at least for the start of May. We've got 62 on Friday and near 70 on Saturday, with both days featuring some sunshine. So we've got a couple of days that we got to get through these rainier conditions. By 5 o'clock, partly sunny. We'll go into mostly cloudy conditions. That's when the rain showers and thunderstorms start to expand with that warm front as it pushes on off to the north. That gets us in the milder temperatures, and we'll see some of those showers and thunderstorms continuing to slowly push into West Michigan by tomorrow morning. We're locked in the heavier rainfall. That stays scattered into Wednesday and Thursday. And we don't really see that system moving far enough off to the east until we head towards Friday morning. Friday morning could even be under cloudier conditions, but we'll eventually work at quite a bit of that cloud cover towards the end of the day on Friday, which will push us back into the lower 60s. By Saturday, we're back at 70 degrees, but we've got 70 to at least enjoy out there today, guys.
Thank you, Eric. Well, some states are starting to ease their stay-at-home restrictions, but some things could last beyond this pandemic.
Fox News correspondent David Spunt has a closer look at the industries looking to make permanent changes.
In a post-coronavirus world, your next flight could look something like this. An Italian design company is taking social distancing to a whole new height. Plexiglass barriers and scattered seating make up the two designs by Avio Interiors. When those closed restaurant signs flip over to say open, expect to walk in and see visible changes.
I think everybody in the industry right now is looking for the best crystal ball they can find.
Larry Lynch is with the National Restaurant Association, a group representing almost 400,000 restaurant locations across the country.
I think they're going to see a number of significant changes depending on the kind of restaurant that you're participating in.
Some of those changes, according to Lynch, plexiglass between booths, tables spread out to conform to social distancing guidelines, and those menus you touch will be sanitized between customers. It's a conversation he continues to have with restaurant owners.
There are folks in recognizing that they've got to build a comfort level with their customers to get them to come back.
Other businesses improvised more than a month ago. Megan Brown owns Mind the Mat Yoga Studio just outside Washington, D.C. Her business is entirely virtual now and may stay that way for the rest of the year.
If this ended tomorrow, let's say everything was lifted and we were still able to have in-person classes, we would continue this virtual experience for our clients.
In Columbus, Ohio, a popular boutique called Tiger Tree is telling customers now about the changes.
Whether it's temperature checks, plexiglass, masks, Purell, whatever those things are, I think that they seemed kind of jarring and odd in the beginning of March. But I think when you go into fourth quarter, we're going to be so used to adapting to those things as a society.
Numbers may be down, but industry executives to small business owners agree safety is the #1 priority when people walk through the door. In Washington, David Spunt, Fox News.
I love the people of Holland even more than I love our tulips. As the mayor, my primary responsibility is to the health, safety, and welfare of the people of Holland. I'm making a request that I never thought I would make, and I hope that I never have to make again. Please, do not come to Holland to see the tulips this year. Holland, Michigan is our home, and just like you, we can't welcome guests into our home right now.
Well, as you heard right there, city leaders in Holland are asking that people refrain from visiting to see the tulips this spring. Mayor Box says Holland does not have the infrastructure in place to handle crowds or people and says social distancing would be too much of a challenge. The city says it looks forward to welcoming visitors back to the city soon, and especially to see the tulips in 2021.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to when we can get back there.
For sure.
All right, 11:22, more to come here on Fox 17 Midday.
A band teacher missing his students decided to do something to lift spirits across the internet. How he covered a song by Queen all by himself.
Well, with the rest of the school year in limbo, teachers are finding creative ways to connect with their students during quarantine.
Yeah, Christina Van Zelst shows us a Wisconsin band director who also happened to become a little bit internet famous with this performance.
With about a dozen instruments and 18 parts. This Wheatland Center School band's director goes viral on YouTube playing Bohemian Rhapsody.
I'm happy. If something that I can do, while confined here can make people smile in the outside world, then it's exceeded all of my expectations.
Zachary Wendt originally created the video for his 125 band students.
Within the first week of isolation, I was missing them like crazy.
The band's director wanted to show them he was still practicing music. After 2 weeks of trial and error, the video was up on YouTube and soon had thousands of views.
This is a way that I can still communicate with them, still share music with them.
After feeling in a rut from not being at school, Wendt says music is what keeps him going during uncertain times stuck at home.
A lot of people are struggling to find, motivation. And it was the reason that I'd get up, put on a shirt, and actually do something with my day.
While he can't see his students face to face, he wants them to know one thing.
That I miss you all, and I'm thinking about them every day.
Very
so
impressive.
Cool. Yeah,
I know.
We were just chatting behind the scenes. I wonder how long it took to put all that together.
Yeah, to edit it all. Pretty interesting.
All right, well, a lot more coming up in the next half hour here on Midday.
We might not have to deal with hurricanes here in Michigan, but they are both a massive and scary bit of weather. Our Candace Monticelli will let us know how they work in today's weather experiment.
And after paying it forward to people on the front lines, the tables are turning for one local chef. How Meg Rowe is returning with the favor with a surprise all her own.
You're watching Fox 17 Midday with Nicole DiDonato, Alyssa Herron, Ty Shesky, and Rob Westoby.
All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Don't forget to check the team out on social media. Here we have very own meteorologist Erica Streever coming up with some very creative videos each
Drinking
day.
on the job.
Winter is done. He's celebrating it. Let's hope he's right here, right?
Yeah, that's a cute video. He's very creative with those.
All right, well, jumping right in, 1.1 million people have filed for unemployment here in Michigan in the past 5 weeks.
We're told the Unemployment Insurance Agency has already given out almost $1.6 billion in payments since mid-March. Because of the unprecedented amount of filings, the UIA has extended their call center hours and built new tools for its online system. It's still considered the fastest and easiest way to file and certify a claim.
Meanwhile, the second round of money for the federal Paycheck Protection Program is now available. Small businesses can now apply for the additional $310 billion in aid from the federal government. The first time around, the money was gone in just 2 short weeks, with businesses like Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and Shake Shack receiving and returning millions in aid. For resources on how your small business can apply, head on over to our mobile news app. And as people get ready to start heading back to work, there's going to be a new normal in workplaces to make sure people are healthy.
That's right. Our Aaron Prestigian shows us what we should be prepared for.
On the east side of the state this week, some UAW workers are getting back to work at Ford and General Motors. But before heading into the plants, they will be adhering to new strict safety protocols, including health screenings, temperature checks, and social distancing.
The things that we've seen on the east side will continue and will take place in workplaces throughout the country, including the west side of Michigan. And that's going to be the screenings.
Those screenings part of a new normal for Americans, according to Varnum labor and employment attorney Maureen Rouse-Ayoub.
I think the screening measures will be in place right as soon as the stay-at-home order is lifted so that more employees can return to the workplace. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission has agreed that these are appropriate measures so long as the information gathered from the employees is maintained confidentially.
Which Rouse-Ayoub says employers are equipped to handle.
That information, if it's being recorded and written down, it's going to be kept in a separate file. It won't be kept in the personnel record, and it's not going to be available for anybody else in a place to look at. It's simply a screening tool. And that'll be the same with respect to any test results.
COVID-19 testing at workplaces could also become a thing as more test kits become available, specifically in places where social distancing is harder to achieve.
For example, in the poultry industry and the pork industry, where it's very difficult to maintain that social distancing, this is just another tool that the EEOC has approved as being, if the workplace is appropriate for an employer to take that extra step to help protect its employees.
For Fox 17 News, I'm Aaron Parsegian.
We're starting things out with nice sunny skies in the city of Grand Rapids. Not everyone as lucky as a few spots across the area. We do have a strip of some cloudier skies around I-94 and then well off to the north of I-96 where we had some fog earlier this morning. That's taken some time to at least work itself out of West Michigan, and you can probably tell where that is happening with the temperatures that we have right now. We're still only at 50 into Fremont, 46 in Big Rapids, lower 50s along I-94 where we're still seeing some of the cloudier skies at 53 in Kalamazoo, 54 in Battle Creek. Elsewhere, we've got upper 50s to around 60 degrees. Those that are and continue to be in the sunnier skies will have the best chance of seeing 70 degrees today. Otherwise, it's going to be a fairly nice and spring-like day before the showers start to develop around and after 7 p.m. We also do have some of the lower fog readings down to about 2 miles of visibility into Kalamazoo, 5 miles of visibility because some of that lower fog and lower clouds. We are also seeing half a mile of visibility into Fremont. So this is going to take some time for it to actually work itself out. But by the evening hours, we should all be seeing at least partly sunny skies. That's just going to happen for a couple of hours before those showers and thunderstorms develop here in West Michigan. One thing that's going to help along with the sunshine and getting a lot of that cloud cover and fog is the winds starting to increase. We're out of the south and the southeast between 5 or so miles per hour, but those that are still around 0 miles per hour having no luck at getting those clouds out of the way. So right now we're seeing those higher thin clouds developing and expanding, but we're also seeing that lower strip of cloud cover around I-94, keeping those temperatures on the cooler side. Same thing north of I-96, and those are going to stay pretty stagnant until they start to lift and burn off here within the next couple of hours. Now, we are making that attempt to move towards 70 degrees. Rain showers and thunderstorms arriving again after 7 p.m., and the rain continues for the rest of April. What does May have to hold? It's looking pretty nice, at least for the start of May. We'll talk about those conditions coming up in just a few minutes.
Well, it's something we don't really see here in West Michigan, but hurricanes are extreme weather, many along the U.S. coast, and they deal with it each year.
Our Candace Monticelli joins us live with another experiment to teach us more about them. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, we don't really see hurricanes in West Michigan. We just see the remnants of them, which is kind of the leftovers when that storm dies back. But we're starting to get into hurricane season June 1st, and it continues all the way through November. So I thought it was worthy to talk about with today's experiment. So here's a list of what you need to get started. First, a piece of construction paper, a marker, a pair of scissors, a string, and then a lamp without a lampshade. So that's why I have this lamp sitting here with me. But first, you want to take your piece of construction paper and then your marker. Draw a big spiral on the piece of paper, and with your scissors, cut that spiral out to have it look like this. Then you want to punch a hole in the top of the spiral, put a string through the top of the hole. I'm using fishing wire, string, fishing wire, ribbon, whatever you have works. This one's a little bit hard to show on camera since it's out of view, but you want to take your lamp with no lampshade and just place that spiral right on top of the lampshade, and then this will slowly turn. So it's that warm air rising off of the light bulb that's going to make your spiral just ever so slightly turn. And this is just the basic of where our hurricanes come from, because we all know they form over water, right? They can definitely work onto land. We've seen it time and time again, but they form over water. Oh, there we go. Do we have me back? There we go. My mother was calling. So here's how it works when you're calling in off your phone. So anyways, hurricanes form over water, and that warm air rises, and then it forms a little low pressure system. Cool air then gets injected into that low pressure system, quickly warms up and builds another low pressure system. And that process keeps happening over and over and over again until it has a large area of all these smaller systems, almost like a ton of light bulbs all put together. Those all come together and make one extreme storm. And that's a hurricane. It builds in 4 different time frames of strength building up to that hurricane. So we're going to start as a tropical disturbance, then a tropical depression, a tropical storm, and finally a hurricane. And then hurricanes have 4 stages of strength categorized from 1 to 5 is 5 being the strongest. And we actually know these storms as hurricanes, but they're called something different across the world. So if you're in the Western Pacific, they are called typhoons. If you're between Australia and Africa, they're called cyclones. Same storm, same kind of setup, just named something different. So pretty cool. If you try this at home, send me your pictures on Facebook, and there's a full list of instructions on fox17online.com. Before we leave you, though, we do have our featured pet of the day, actually 2 of the day. This is little Zach and little Buddy from Norton Shores, and their favorite activity is going on walks. And Hooch is down here with me today, too. Here, come here. Up, 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 up. There we go. There is my featured pet of every day.
Oh,
Say
he just
hi.
got a little ball. There you go.
Very cute.
Thanks, Candace and Hooch.
Call back your mom.
There we go.
Oh my God.
Well, as plans slowly start to form about reopening the economy, many people may be deciding to change jobs to feel a little bit more secure.
Yeah, that's right. Our Derek Francis shows us how a new program at Aquinas College is helping those who want to become a teacher.
So long story short, I spent 25 years in the Navy, got out, kind of bounced around between jobs, but then took up substitute teaching.
Then Ken Jipping learned about a new program about to start at Aquinas College.
It allows us some leeway for how our participants work on their master's. So
Michelle Anderson is the Secondary Education Program Director at Aquinas College, which in August started a new pilot program designed with the Michigan Department of Education to address a need.
there has been a teacher shortage in Michigan for a while now. And a lot of that has to do with the aging population of retirees and those who are buying out their retirement and starting a little bit earlier than they probably used to.
It's called the Accelerated Masters of Education Program, or AIM.
Because they're taking approximately 3 courses each semester. So that's 9 credits. And those classes cover the gamut of the educational field, including curriculum, assessment, literacy.
18 months in total, but you could be eligible for the full-time teaching job inside of 1 year.
So we started in August, we done around the end of June. So as far as the certification portion, and like Michelle said, then we can start looking for a teaching job, and then we can come back and finish the master's part of it.
The 2 main caveats are students already have a bachelor's degree with a teachable major or minor, and applicants need at least 100 hours working with students in the target age group. That can come through coaching, parapro, or substitute teaching like Ken.
It's the flexibility of this. It's just awesome.
For Ken, classes are 2 days a week, Saturday and Monday night.
There's no other program like this. Okay, so if you wanted the education classes to become a teacher, you had to go during the daytime when you really probably needed to be working to collect a paycheck. So this satisfies that requirement, gives you that capability to still get out and work.
Well, to apply, just head over to Aquinas' website. The next session's application deadline is Thursday. Applicants who already work in their K-12 partner schools are eligible for a 20% discount, and there is a 50% reduction in tuition for those working for the Catholic Diocese. West Michigan is known for its generosity, and a West Michigan chef showed the country last night what we're all about.
She sure did. Take a look. This is Chef Jenna from Amore, and she has one of the biggest, most giving hearts around. She usually is the one surprising people around the community, but this time it was the other way around. She was featured on Mike Rowe's show, Returning the Favor, and he finds people around the country making a difference in their community, and what Chef Jenna has been doing here locally reached him and his team. Just to bring you up to speed, Chef Jenna has been feeding people on the front lines since this all started: hospitals, EMTs, police officers, mental health institutions, and the list goes on. Every day she makes it her mission to spread joy and happiness to those who need it, and a customer actually nominated her to be on the show, and they pulled off the biggest surprise. She thought she was just going